Hello and welcome to another Travel Risk Management Health Safety and Security Advisory tip. My name's Tony Ridley, Editor-in-Chief at travelriskmanagementsolutions.com. Airports, airlines and significantly nodes associated with air travel and general travel, even buses and train stations, are grossly inefficient for most travellers themselves, or business travellers in particular. What this means is that you spend a lot of time standing around waiting, you spend quite a lot of time being processed, and this is acutely apparent in developed countries, particularly those with aging infrastructure. The airports have been around 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and they simply did not take into consideration the volume of traffic, the size of the aircraft, and therefore increased passenger loads. And 9 times out of 10, most countries have appalling track records when it comes to service standards from government agencies, which are quarantines, customs, border control, those sorts of things. They're either determined by government funding, determined by in-house government counsel, or what appears to be most people with absolutely no comprehension of reality for the rest of the world. So increasingly, organisations need to include or identify these aspects, both the airports, the airlines, and the opportunity cost associated with being exposed to time wasting. A good VIP or executive protection team will mitigate the time lost for a high-performance individual waiting for transport, waiting for processing. And this is particularly acute when it comes to airlines and airports. So that same principle applies to general travellers. You need to be able to reduce your exposure to airports, airlines, and the potential loss of opportunity cost. Now, this begins at a management level. It's not something that the individual should need to reinforce to management or reinforce to budgetary controls to say, well, hey, you know what, I have to get to the airport 2 hours prior to a flight. I'm then sitting around the airport that has no Wi-Fi connection and I can't work, or there's no amenities, or in some developing countries you can't get access to the airport more than 2 hours prior to your flight because a number of family or individuals congregate around these areas and seek to use them as entertainment, relax facilities. So again, all of these opportunity costs at either end, departure and also arrival, need to be considered within the organisation. Now, this also then extends to the risks and the hazards. If you're stuck at an airport for a protracted period of time, particularly as a transit passenger, for example, and there's threats of inclement weather, there's typhoons, there's often all these sorts of things that may affect that are either seasonal or specific to a particular location, they also need to be considered. For example, an individual may find themselves doing transit through a Northern European or in the United States of America, for example, and all of a sudden find themselves snowed in. Now, if that individual is not familiar or does not have the resources available, that impacts significant opportune cost to the individuals. They might find themselves for a protracted period exposed to that particular phenomena, and any and all productivity and certainly the flow-on effects of that journey have significant repercussions for the individual and the organisation. So it's imperative that part of your threat and hazard identification be inclusive of airports and airlines, and the ability to reduce the exposure or increase of opportune costs to maximise both the business, to maximise travel itself, as also to mitigate any associated hazards and threats of prolonged exposure. So once again, thanks very much for joining us for another Travel Risk Management, Health Safety and Security Advisory tip. For more information and videos on this subject, please visit the website at www.travelriskmanagementsolutions.com. That's all for now. Goodbye.
Do you travel for business? Your health and safety is at risk. At Travel Risk Management Solutions, we help you reduce the risk of business travel. Get information and support for your company's social and legal objectives of reducing, managing, or eliminating business travel risks. We provide online business hazard identification information, location-specific business travel information, manager's guides, tools and checklists, training resources, and consulting. We ensure that business leaders and travel managers make informed decisions. Remove fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Ensure your workplace health and safety includes business travel today. Get your tips from www.travelriskmanagementsolutions.com.